Hey guys. Oh, as you can see, I got another box. So let's unbox this and see what I got. So first things first, we are going to take the green knife. Now, I have a pretty strong feeling I know what this is. Something that I've been meaning to get to for a long time now. And if it is what I think it is, it's about time. All right, put the green knife away for now. And the first thing I want to show you guys is this is a Sweetwater box. So that means it's something that I ordered and I know exactly what it is, and I am so happy that they finally made it. So let's go like this. Take out one. And two. Put that over there for now. All right. So, is there an up to this? Okay. Well, anyways, I'll put it up like this. So that way you guys can see. So what I got here, guys, are the last two speakers I need for my guitar cab. These are the Eminence Carnivore speakers. They are the custom speaker from Chris Cola. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but these are his custom speakers. I was thinking about getting someone else's custom speakers, but you know what? I decided I just wanted these a whole lot more. Now, for those of you who do not remember, my other pair of speakers that I got for my 412 cab are the hemp backs. And I have a video of that that you guys can watch right up there. And I'll also put it at the end comments below. But let's go ahead and open up one of these speakers so we can see and get a look at what they look like. Once again, going back for the green knife. Now, wait a second. It's a Sweetwater box. Where's my candy? There's my candy. All right. So like I said, I don't know what side is up and what side is down. So the label is facing up, so that's what I'm going to go with. I'll take a picture of these labels so you guys can see. All right. So once again, when cutting, always cut away from me so that way you don't cut yourself. And this is what I want to say is the right way up because there is a little pyramid. All right, as you guys can see, like I said, we have that nice little hump right here. So let's go ahead. Here we go. Oh, look at that. And it's also right side up. So you can see the labeling, the Carnivore. I really do like this packaging and how it came. So as you guys, we can see the speaker. It was in this little, like I said, hump dome cardboard thing that made it nice and secure in the cardboard box, which was in this cardboard box with all of the bubble wrap. So it came really, really packaged, really secure and safe. All right, so here we go. Let us let me pull this out now. Oh. There we go. Now, this also, guys, came in a nice bag. Very nice. Okay, okay. Whew. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That's it right there. Go on the back side. Got that nice red to it. Nice dark crimson red. Boom. Yeah, look at this, guys. Look at this. Nice dark crimson red. You know, the carnivore. Total darkness, total carnage. Brought to you by Chris Cola and Eminence. So this is an Eminence speaker, whereas my hemp backs that are in that cabinet right there, I believe those are Celestian? Let's go double check really quickly. Celestians. Anyways, so let us now go and open up the other box. Now, normally I would definitely put that blade away, but knowing that I had this other, this securement wrap for the little cardboard hill that I was going to cut. Boom, boom. All right. Now we can put the knife away. All right. So like I said, I got the Chris Cola carnivore speakers. These are 12-inch 8-ohm speakers, just like my Celestian hempback 12-inch 8-ohm speakers. Now, it really came down between this and the DB77s, which are the Mick Thompson from Slipknot signature speakers. It was a tough time. Like at first, I really thought I was going to get the DB77s, but I heard through the grapevine that Chris was working on these, and I almost pulled the trigger on the 77s, but I don't know. Something just told me to wait and see. Well, now since I got these out and they are here, what are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and let's put them in my cabinet.
All right, guys, it's time to get these bad boy speakers installed. So that starts off with having to take the rear off the cabinet, which is very simple. Just got to unscrew 16 plus 4, so 20 screws all together. Shouldn't be that hard, but it should be smooth sailing.
Oh! Oopus, you scared me. You scared me. Stop. Hey.
The body scanner reveals the brutal of your body that your regular scale will never tell.
All right.
For weeks, my scale showed I wasn't
Stop.
losing weight despite diet and exercise.
Did you eat your cookie? Probably didn't even eat your cookie.
Now, just for clarification, I was sitting down and she's not tall enough to be seen from over my speaker one sitting down. But anyways, I digress. Okay, I took care of her. Let's now remove the 16 outer edge screws that keep the back board on the cab. Once that is done, I will lay the cabinet down to make it that much easier to put the speakers in. As you guys can see right here, I am lining up all my screws and on the back board just to make sure I have them all. Also, little side note, these screws are so old that 95% of them were bent. So I ended up going out and getting brand new screws for the back. I will show you which ones I got here. But as you guys can see, I'm putting in the speakers now. And once I put them in, I tighten them down hand tight with the little small nuts that came with the cab. And then once they're tight, I go in with a screwdriver that is, for a nut, as you guys can see right here, and tighten them down. Once the top one is done, I go over and get the bottom one. Putting these things in is very simple. You just got to make sure that the screw lines up perfectly with the hole on the speaker. You do not, and I cannot stress this enough, you do not want to set the speaker down and damage it because it's slightly off. So, just make sure they are really lined up before actually setting it down. And once you do that and bolt it all down, that's all you have to do. That's how easy it is to install speakers into a rear mounted cab.
All right, guys. Here's the Mesa 412 slanted cab with two. Hey, sit. Sit, boopers. Sit. Good girl. All right. With the two hemp backs and the two carnivores, they're all fastened down and buttoned down. But I gotta go out and get new wire because this wire right here is all messed up. So I completely have to rewire this thing from scratch.
Hey, Black Boy from the future. While I'm editing, I realized I did not take a picture of the bolt and the nut that I was just talking about. So this is what I'm talking about right here, the bolt and nut. This is the bolt you want to make sure lines up with all four holes when dropping the speaker in so you do not damage your speaker when putting it in the cabinet. All right, back to the video.
But I'm going to do that tomorrow because tonight is Thursday night football. So time to go watch the Steelers and, is it the Bengals? Yeah, Steelers and Bengals tonight. And then we'll get back on this tomorrow.
All right, guys. So I decided, you know what? Let me just use my wires that I already have so I don't have to go out and spend a little bit more money. As of right now, I am retwisting my wires so that way I am able to reuse them. Real quickly, if you made it this far in the video, I'd like to say thank you. And if you like what I'm doing here and all this stuff, why don't you go ahead and hit the click and subscribe button and also hit the little bell to let you get notifications on when I upload videos. I try to upload videos every second and fourth Tuesday of the week. I'm trying to make it to 500 subscribers, so why don't you guys go ahead and help me get to that right now. All right, so as you guys can see right here, I quickly ran to my garage because I didn't have my wire strippers and cutters, which I got. And then I also got some quick connectors because at first I decided I was going to use these quick connectors to connect and wire up my speakers. Eventually, though, I decided that I'm not planning on taking these speakers out, so I decided to actually solder them in there. But it takes me a while, and right here, crimping these quick connectors was not the easiest thing. Even though there are crimpers on this set of wire strippers, they're not really quick connector crimpers. So yeah, ended up, getting a nice workout. But this also leads to making sure that you have the right tool and the right gear for the right job. Like I said, I was going to go out and buy new wires to do this whole entire wiring system, but actually looking at my wires that I had, all I really had to do was cut off the ends, and these wires were actually in better condition. So like I said, just cut off the ends and was able to reuse them. And with the way how I decided to wire up my speakers, I actually needed less wire than what I was expecting to need. So that is why I decided to just press forward and use the wires that we had, or that I had. As you guys can see right here, I forget what I'm watching, but yeah, going through right here and just checking to make sure got the wiring at the right length. You guys can see all 4 speakers there.
Okay, so we got negative to positive, negative, positive, and then these positives go to positive N, and then these negatives go to the negative N. Okay.
Can't remember if you left me on.
All right. Time to solder this.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Just remember to always measure once, twice, 3, 4 times. As you guys can see, I'm remeasuring right here, and then cut once. Right here, as you guys can see, I'm twisting these around. Right here is when I realized I was going to be in a little bit of trouble. My 412 cab is a slanted Mesa cab, and yeah, ended up having to, in order to solder, I needed to move this downstairs because I wasn't going to solder on carpet. So I decided to move it downstairs.
All right, so I decided I do have enough wire here to solder. So what I'm going to do is, as you guys can see right here, I'm going to wire these things up in series parallel. So I got this positive cable right here, or well, I'm going to have both this negative right here and this negative right here running out to the input jack. And then the positives for both this one and this speaker are going to go to the negative of the speakers up top. So this positive will run to this negative, and this positive will run to this negative, and then the 2 positives here will run to the output jack. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get on that right now.
Was how I was going, that's how I'm going to wire this up. And this cab, as I stated, is a slanted cab. I was going to wire this with all 4 speakers facing down, but then I realized because it's slanted, it wouldn't lay perfectly flat. So I had to wire it with it standing up. And as you guys can see right here, I am starting to wire the bottom speakers. Now, something you can't see right now is underneath the speaker, I actually have an old shirt, and that's so all the leftover solder will just fall down onto the shirt and not damage the cab and the speakers. Now, one of the things here is that it was really difficult to get the type of solder that I had to actually melt and, solidify on both the wires and the positive and negative terminals. Eventually, I was able to get it, but once again, it just goes to reiterate, always making sure you have the right tools for the right jobs. But as you guys can see, I have both the bottom speakers soldered together and wired up. And now, as you guys can see right here, I'm cutting the cable so that way I can, or cutting, now you guys can see right here, I'm cutting the wire to make sure I got everything ready to solder the negative from the top to the positive on the bottom, while also using the other wire, the black one, to come straight off the negative of the bottom speaker to go straight to the input jack negative terminal. But like I stated before, the solder I had was being very difficult, and it took me a little bit longer than what I hope I would be able to do to get this wired up. But that being said, it only really took me about an hour and a half from start to finish. That's what I mean. From doing the wiring, from twisting the wiring and cutting off the ends to doing this. And as you guys can see right here, better picture of that shirt. I probably could have had better light too. Probably might have made this go a whole lot faster. But it's the growing pains. You live, you learn, and you'll do better next time. Now, that being said, the whole reason why I had to redo this whole entire wiring and why I thought I was going to have to buy new wires is because it's been a long time since I took the original speakers out, and like an idiot, I forgot to take pictures of how the wiring was. So I had to go online, find new wiring diagrams, and rewire it by myself. That being said, this is my first attempt at wiring a whole 412 cab, and I think I did a pretty good job, but we will see here in the end. But right here, just quickly went to go grab the bat to make sure the wires are long enough to make it out the back. And of course, right here, we're going to do a little test. I did the 9-volt battery test just to make sure everything was working. All the speakers were going out at the right direction with the right connectors. So, yeah. Now we're just at the point where getting ready to... Oh, I guess I'm putting the screws back in. Or no. Taking the screws out. Whatever. I'm at that point now where I'm almost done. Just got to wire up the input jack, which is sitting at the top of the cab right there. And, oh, yeah, there you guys see. So, yeah, I'm in the final stretch. Like I said, first time wiring up a speaker cabinet, 412 cab. I followed the steps. I was very methodical, making sure I did everything. Once again, solder was not acting properly or playing nicely, but this was a whole lot easier to do here. After making sure I had enough wire to come out, obviously you guys could see the wire sticking out the back. But yeah, very happy with this. Now, with all that said and done, with everything done and complete, did I do this correctly? Well, I'll tell you what, I was very worried that I had messed something up or that the solder isn't completely done. I will figure that out in like a couple of weeks. But yeah, almost done, but just one step at a time. So yeah, that's about all on the process. Once again, just follow the steps to wire this up in series parallel. Um, all the all the speakers are 8 ohms, so this should produce a grand total of an 8 ohm load with the 4 speakers in there. So yeah, I will have all of these, all the products that I have. I will list them below in the comment section on where to buy them and everything. So yeah, thanks guys.
All right, so I got it all wired up. I'll put it here on the screen, but these two go to the right hand side and these two go to the left hand side. Got the whites in the back and the blacks in the front, so black to white, just like this picture, and then that goes on just like that. So everything should be wired up good and perfectly. So yeah, let me just screw this all in and then take it back upstairs. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I got it all put back together. I did an initial little first sound test in which you guys saw. So I will be diving back into that a little bit later in another video. I actually just got a new package that just showed up. I think this one, I don't know where this one is from, but we will be looking at that in a little bit. Anyways, so like I said, got these carnivore speakers after some heavy debate whether or not I should get these or the DV77s. I ended up going with the carnivores, and as of right now, through the first initial sound test, I really do like them. Now, as I stated before, this was my first time wiring up a 412 cab or just a guitar cabinet in general. Now, like I said, I wire these in series parallel, but there are many other ways you can wire up a cabinet. This, to me, the series parallel wiring method just was what seemed to be the easiest and most efficient and beneficial for me and my situation. Having 4 12-inch 8 ohm speakers, I just decided to wire the cabinet so that it would have a total of an 8 ohm load, which makes it very simple to remember how much load, or what's the ohmage for the load of this cab. It sounded better in my head. Now, this cab also has a pair of hemp backs, Celestian hemp backs. And in the video that I will put up right here, once again, and also in the what is it? The little card at the back at the end of the video, I titled those, my green speakers or something like that. Well, it's just so funny that the carnivores are red, so now I guess I'll title this my red speakers, but now this it's not really custom, but now this Mesa 412 cab has Christmas color speakers, and that is just something I just really am happy and delighted about. But I will dive in deeper into how each one of those speakers sounds and what I actually think about it. This was just pretty much a grandiose unboxing and installing of these speakers. Now, as I stated before, these are the screws I got when I was putting on the rear plate or the backing to my cab. I got these from Home Depot. They are drywall screws. They are 6 by 1¼ inch or 3.18 centimeters. They're grip right. So these were the exact screws that I needed because, as I said before, about 95% of those screws were all bent. And then, of course, I didn't show it, but I have an ohm meter here just to double check the reading of the speakers after I was all done and wiring up, making sure it produced ohmage. And for me, I can't remember exactly what the equation is, but it was in the right ballpark. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. If you like this video and if you made it this far, once again, I will ask you if you wouldn't mind hitting the like or subscribe button, or even both. It really helps me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. If you also wouldn't mind sharing this video, that would be so amazing and I would be truly grateful. If you guys have any questions, comments, things, or even helpful tips that you want to tell me, go ahead and jot those in the comment section down below. I do read all of my comments. Well, guys, until next time, I'm Black Boy, and remember, keep practicing.